Recording.
I think
Five,
so.
four, three.
Starting recording. Okay, I think it's recording now.
I see it.
Oh, okay.
Sluts. What's up? That's our cold open today. This is the word sluts.
Mhm.
I am. First of all, welcome to the Full Volume Podcast. I am your co-Illuminante, Harvey Brent, joined by my co-Illuminante.
G.I. Jolie.
We're here to spill all the tea today.
Yes, it is officially episode 2. I almost said 3. It's officially episode 2 of Marvel Disney Plus's Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say we are still excited. We're still feeling the flavor. I love this show.
Yeah, it's fun. This is a
Yeah.
fun show.
Oh, yep. Everybody is sort of comparing it to Edgar Wright and Scott Pilgrim, and I'm like, I see it. I see it.
Yep, yep.
Yep. It's
Um, Go ahead. Sorry.
actually it's like a better version of it if you think about it.
Well, I mean, they got a lot going for them, but I mean, on any episode that opens with "Feels So Good," like, come on. When
I
that came on, I
can't.
was like, I haven't heard that song in a while. Damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know I needed to hear that song today.
Um, I know it's not the same video, but anytime I hear Mace's voice, I see him and Puffy in those like big, remember in the early 2000s when metallics and silver
Mm-hmm.
like spacesuits were like really popular? I see them in that weird fisheye hallway wearing the big puffy lame suits.
Took you back to the
Yeah.
'90s, and it took you back to the loop in the mid 2010s.
Oh God. And just when you think nothing can bring you to that dump, here we are, sitting in the back in the dark by the pool tables.
That was a big venue.
It was.
That was a big venue.
Yeah. And everybody was like classified. This one's for our Windsor, Detroit brethren. Sorry,
Oh
international
yeah.
listeners, but we're going down a YQG rabbit hole. Um, it you really figured out who your friends were based on where they sat inside the loop, and after that couple who full on had intercourse in one of the booths did what they did where they did it, if you sat there, you were like a pariah.
And I think that's beautiful that we've
Yeah.
come up with a social deductive system to allow us to break ourselves into class. Kind of like what happened at Eid in Miss Marvel episode 2.
Okay, so we've decided that this is an after show and that you've seen the episodes. So you're here to hear about our thoughts and feelings. And boy, do we
Mhm.
ever have a lot of feelings about Eid.
I have feelings about Eid. I have feelings about Aman Vellani. Like, who gave her permission to be this charming and cool?
Hmm. Brampton.
Oh, is she from Brampton?
She's either from Brantford or Brampton, but it's
It's
one of the B's. I feel
I
like it's
think it's
Brampton.
Brampton. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. She's so cool.
Oh,
How old is
yes.
this girl? She's like 16, 15, and I'm like, man, that level of like confidence. I know she's an actress, but like, come on.
Yeah.
What are
And
they teaching the kids?
to be themselves, and that will guide you to your life success.
Man, when I was in high school, it was very like not okay to be gay. And I was like 1 year or too early from when Glee happened. And when Glee
Oh,
happened, that was like the renaissance that the world, well, extremely problematic and like traumatic in hindsight, but like Glee was like the start of accept people and all that. And I was like, man, I was 1 year away from that.
yeah.
How would have things been different? Who knows?
I went back to visit my high school maybe like 5 years after I graduated.
Hmm.
And it was at the time when like all of the kids were like thin and androgynous and they all listened to Good Charlotte. And they were the popular kids.
We missed out.
Yeah. Just in case you're listening to the podcast instead of looking at the video version of this podcast, um don't let our well, you don't know how old we are just by looking. But don't also let our good skin fool you. We are but two elderly ladies.
We are. We're
Um
aunties. We're aunties.
yeah. So like my time in high school was when uh Abercrombie and Fitch and like Campus Crew and that whole like preppy was code for white, like white and popular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it was just coming out of that though, because there were still preppy kids who played rugby and soccer and field hockey who were also fourth chair in band. I say fourth chair because they were still there.
Mm-hmm.
However, they provided great backup. Anyway, they ain't ever gonna get the melody. Sorry.
No. No solo for you, Miss Thing.
Right? Oh shit. Sorry, it was just like the it's so stupid as like a nerd, like perfect revenge. It's like, ha ha ha, here I am sitting in my first chair position with you all the way back there. Yeah. Eat my saxophone, bitches. Okay.
Suck it,
Anyway,
Jenna.
so
Okay.
so in this episode, we get a lot more Bruno, a lot more of her skill set and power set, and we get a lot more Eid, and and what is his name? Do you remember?
Kamran.
Yes, we
I
get
just
a
love how
new
I knew who you were talking about, but okay.
we get a new, also equally charming, also equally adorable character, Cameron.
Yeah. He's so lovely. Yeah.
Yes. So the kids all go to a party, and I love how the geeks are not afraid to go to a party.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, yeah.
fuck it, we're going. No one
Yeah.
cares. Or was
I
it Nadja? Is it Nadja?
no.
Nadia?
I think it's Nakia,
Nakia. Oh,
Nakia.
sorry.
But one thing I will say, Kamran's introduction was just like the tiniest bit of ham-fisted. Like the jumping off the pool or jumping off the cliff into the pool and then coming out with no shirt on. It's just the tiniest bit of forced to me.
Yeah.
That ain't realistic, sis, but this is also a superhero show, so whatever. Just
Let me
saying,
tell you what's more
it
realistic.
was a little fabricated,
Hmm.
but he's
Um,
great.
oh yes. So it turns out he's not oh sorry, the party that they're at, it gets raided. So he's like, I've got a car, everyone jump in. And Bruno's like, okay.
Bruno's a little jelly.
Mm-hmm. Because he's sitting in the back seat, and all the while Kamala is in the front seat. Kamala. I keep forgetting it's
No,
pronounced two different ways.
would it be Kamala? 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 Wait,
It's
she corrected somebody's. Damn it! This is
it's
in the
because
opening of
her
the
teacher was
episode.
calling her Camellia,
Yes, that is wrong.
which is wrong completely. um, I say it the way I do because of Kamala Harris, which is not
I
how you say
guess.
it. Kamala.
Yeah,
Slower? Okay. Ms. Marvel. She's
Ms.
sitting in
Marvel.
the she's Cammy. She's
Mhm.
sitting in the front and they're talking about how he's offering because of what it's his like rich family member's car. He's like, yeah, you could drive it sometime.
Yeah.
And
Have you
Bruno
seen this girl
immediately
drive?
episode 1/episode 2 intro flashback.
Hmm.
It's not good. She was
It's
meant
not
to.
the tea.
No, she's not. She's meant to fly. Okay, so she crashes the car. Spoiler alert. Uh, but Bruno is like immediately like, she failed. She will not be driving with you. That was
Yeah, he shut that down quick.
yeah, that was super cute.
Hmm.
Um, but it leads to more sort of like more of a friendship, more encounters with Cameron.
It does. A very cute encounter. I forget the name of the place. It's an
Mm.
Indian slash Pakistan. I think it's a Pakistani
Is it something
restaurant.
spice?
Yes, it's something spice, and I can't remember the first. It's not curry spice. Anyways, Very fun little lunch date, though. I assume it's lunch because they say, see you later for dinner. But they run into Kamala's brother, whose name now I can't remember. And we're going to scroll up to Amir. It's Amir. Okay.
Is he with his fiance?
He is.
In that scene? Okay.
Whose name I most certainly do not remember.
Yeah.
Taisha.
Okay, cool.
Taisha and Amir.
Yes.
But yeah, that was a fun scene where Kamran kind of, I think threw the traditional family unit back into Amir's face and was like, oh yeah, I'm like one of your cousins. Like, it was very like, you have so many cousins, you can't keep track. And like, he really played into that. So it was kind of a nice way to kind of, for them to poke fun at their, not, like just poke fun at their family unit, I guess, because they have a really big family.
Oh yeah, and Amir's like, oh yeah, I think I remember you. We gave you this nickname.
Yeah.
And like, Taisha, she clearly sees through it.
She's the smartest person in that room. Like,
yeah, aside from
none.
everybody but Amir.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and I like how they did it so subtly because technically, I think if she was more of a if she was more fundamentalist like Muslim or more strict Muslim, I noticed Kamala does not wear a head covering, and she is out in public with somebody who is male who is not family.
Yeah, and she kind of touches upon that with her friend Nakia in the bathroom when Nakia is talking about the hijab.
Because she wears one, yeah.
Yeah, she wears one, and she was explaining her rationale for it. But like they touch upon these issues in a very like sincere, but also like quite casual and commonplace for a Muslim person to talk about. Like this feels like a conversation they would have off the cuff. You know what I mean? So I get a little bit of backstory into that, which is cool. I would be remiss though. I'm sorry. I know we talked about Feel So Good already, but I would be remiss to talk about after Kamala meets Kamran, the incredibly pink lighted cutaway scene, dream sequence of Kamala singing Be My Baby, lip syncing Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Iconic.
Giving all kinds of life to people who aren't even watching the show. People who weren't watching the show suddenly had like a light flicker on and they're like, I do subscribe to Disney Plus. Something is calling me to it. And it was that scene.
It was that pink lighted scene. The pink lights are so vivid in my head. I'm like, that is pink wash.
Yeah.
You washed her in pink.
So good.
It was good. Yeah, I like that scene.
Every girl, someone right now is doing it where they're singing to that song.
Also, too, I feel like it was maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was like an effective way to like show the hybrid culture between this Muslim raised girl in America, because that's a very American song. Do you know what I mean? It was like it kind of like, not that it Americanized her, but like it showed her dual culture, cultural identity really well, because she cuts it with like grabbing something out of the fridge and like, and her parents say, how was the party, I think they said, or whatever. So that was very clever.
And also I like how her mom, they chose to come to America so that their kids could be whoever they want. So it really it shines a light on people who are Muslim. There are different types. They're not just like, they're not all. I hate saying it, and we're gonna get shadow banned if I say the word TERR.
I know
ORI.
They're not being typecast. They're not being like.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
They're a family. Just like there are all kinds of different Christians, there are all kinds of different Muslims, and the Khans are a different type.
It's
they're living an American dream while still living their cultural heritage, like living their true culture, while still living.
Sometimes I feel like it's sad that we have to have this conversation in 2022 still, but like we unfortunately do. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, how can somebody not think that? Like, why I don't know, why do people just first think like, Muslim bad or Muslim danger? And it's like, oh my God, have we just we've been dealing with this for so long? Like, get over it. They're
Yeah.
people. Who
Yeah.
cares?
When was 9/11 again?
21 years
2006?
ago. 21 years. It was 2001.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
We definitely should not say that word on this podcast because then we'll get followed by the feds. The FBI will be tracking this podcast, and then our
Bing,
viewer
bing.
count will double.
Hello, Agent Smith.
Agent white person last name. Okay, cut that. Cut that out.
No, leaving it. Okay. Okay, so speaking of living and breathing a cultural heritage that is rich and fucking dope. We get to see something that I don't see often in American media. Like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
fucking Eid, dude.
Yeah.
Like, um, being from like the Windsor area and living in that community within the last 20 years,
Yeah,
20,
you were there a while.
yeah, 2003. Holy
Mm.
shit. Um, it, the community celebrated Eid. So it became something that I said all the time, like Eid Mubarak all the time. But I didn't ever go to Eid celebrations. I didn't ever know anybody who would invite me. Thanks a lot, friends. But now people, and I feel like that's might be the same experience for a lot of people. Um, is just not being able to partake in like the cultural celebrations of their international brethren or their like POC brethren. So
You know
it
what?
was
I'm gonna
nice to
drop.
see.
Well, this is kind of a loose comparison, but I was gonna say when you brought that up in terms of the city of Windsor, Ontario, that made me think of Carousel of Nations, which is not
Ooh.
like it's not Eid focused, but I'm just saying like it kind
Mhm.
of gave me that like cultural boom. Here's Italian village, here's Hungarian village, here's Filipino village. Like it's
Polish village.
the Polish one was wild. It was out of control.
Yeah, it's like, did you hear rumors about the discotheque in um in old Poland? Back home, well, here's the thing. The Orthodox Church became a dance club, a vodka fueled dance club sometimes after 6 p.m.
Oh my God. They don't care. They'll do whatever they
Mm,
please on Ottawa Street.
mm.
They own that street. If
It-
you think otherwise, you're a fool.
yes. No one went there to eat food. No one
Like
went in there for cultural dancing.
you went to get
And
obliterated.
so fun. Yeah.
Anyways,
I
but no,
feel like
that's
our carousel paths never crossed, but they should
no.
have.
They should. Yeah, man, those wild times.
I mostly was luxuriating at the Greek village eating honey balls, but
The honey balls are amazing.
yeah.
I can't find those anywhere up here. Well, I mean, I live in a small town, but I mean, even the closest city, I can't find them.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I think the closest I've been is Indian gulab jamun, but it's super saturated in
Mm.
comparison to because these are just honey coated deep fried yeasty balls.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so Eid.
Eid. Whoa.
Um, Nakia takes us through the different
I was
levels of Eid.
living
Yes, the Eid, the brothers, the different groups that you'll find at typical celebrations
the
at these.
Moss Bros.
Yes, the typical cultural celebrations, and it like I almost died. I feel like everyone with a rich cultural history outside of Canada can relate to these types of celebrations because you
Mhm.
like the whenever we went to Vietnamese parties, I'm not Vietnamese, but there were cliques the way that there are cliques at Eid.
Yeah.
No matter what, like I'm Thai and Laotian by heritage. Weddings were the type of place you saw this shit.
Yes, that would be the most common venue you would, because that's yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
I
all
get
the
you.
aunties, all the aunties. It's a wedding. It's a Thai wedding. The bar is not open. They're in the kitchen selling drink tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's okay.
Yeah. And then they're also like, but also the night before, making food and eating food. And
Right.
also at the same day, continuing to make more food and eat the same food. It's insane. It's like a 48-hour food festival in one woman's kitchen.
Oh my God, it sounds amazing. Sounds
Oh yeah.
exhausting though. And
Yeah, like
the things people
mm,
do for their family unit, I'm like, man, you must have so much energy because I can't imagine.
no, not anymore. That's I'm
No.
I'm completely sapped.
In this economy, come on. You're all getting KD and you're gonna like it.
Yes. I might mix it up, put a little salt and pepper in it. I'm not sure yet.
Maybe if you're good.
Right? Okay. So we get Eid, which is really nice and uh, nice to see because, again, a lot of us watching may not have been exposed to or not have seen what Eid is all about. So it's just a cultural celebration, much
Hmm.
like every other cultural celebration. There may be prayers. I'm pretty sure it's the end of fasting, right?
Um, yes.
Or is that wrong?
We should verify that because that
We
would
should,
be.
because I feel like I'm confusing it with Ramadan.
Oh, there it is.
Everything is just in case all y'all white folks needed to know, everything, just like your celebrations, is a celebration at night with food.
Um,
Just the protein changes.
yeah, I'm not getting like a. They internationally Muslims use it as a greeting for use on the feast. Oh, it's a term. Oh my God, it's a term. It's a blessed feast slash festival.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not giving me the context of when it takes place in a very quick manner. I'm sure I could find it, but we got troops to entertain,
Okay. So
like
they're
like
there.
Nancy Reagan. I don't.
Saluting y'all. Here's the thing. The most important takeaway about the Eid celebration is that um, some dumb kid is Snapchatting or snapping
Hmm.
up in the one of the highest towers at the mosque, and big surprise, drops his phone and falls out of the tower. Which and this is where you get your great responsibility moment from Kamala, and she is like, "Do I hero right now?"
Yeah,
The decision is yes. So she somehow gets into her costume.
yeah, that little ham-fisted there, but I'll allow it because the show is so fun. I'm allowing it certain concessions. But
Yeah.
dude, her reaction to like trying to calm him down, like, what's your favorite food? And he's like, ice cream pizza. He says he puts ice cream on pizza. She's like, that's so weird. Like, just like her reaction is so like, she's funny. This girl is
Yeah.
funny. I love her.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like you're trying to calm him down, not judge his entrance
Yeah,
into
it was so
into
funny.
heaven.
It was such like a human like reaction to something so bizarre. Like she just could not contain her humanity in that moment. She just had to let it out. She's like, "It's so weird." It was
Mhm.
great.
So she ends up saving him. She uses her powers and believes in herself enough to develop the light, what the hard light, they're calling it hard light.
Yes, yeah, and
Um,
she clumsily saves him,
yes,
but she saves
because
him.
there is some showboating that happens.
Oh,
Some
that's right.
prideful showboating that leads to additional falling. Some of the hard light falters, the boy falls a little more, and then she has to kind of cast hard light to break his inevitable fall to the ground.
Hmm.
So he lands a little hard on a car, and everybody's really worried, and then that makes her question herself. It's like, okay, I am this hero. Initially, she there was a full save, and had there not been like a little bit of reception from her and a
Yep.
little bit of showboating, she would have recognized that the job wasn't done completely. And I think that comes with experience and age.
Yeah, say she's 15 still. She's gonna, yeah. And like she also you have to keep in mind too, she grew up in a Avengers world, so she sees that it like I know she's still trying to hide her identity, but she's still able to make that concession that she's not entirely fearful of being a superhero because she has so many role models to look up to, right? So it makes sense as a kid that she would showboat and not be afraid to showboat, even though like, pride comes before the fall. It's maybe tacky for us, but like as a kid, it makes sense. So yeah, I agree with you though. It comes with age and experience. But then as he's saved and Kamala runs away, or sorry, Miss Marvel at this point, she's in costume, then she is ambushed by Agent Cleary, and we get a little showdown of Ruth over there. Um, Again, I hate to bring it back, but like there's an earlier scene with Agent Cleary, and I forget her partner's name, but he's also a dillweed. But they talk about sweeping all the South Asian places of worship in the tri-state area or whatever, and I'm like, you losers,
Mhm.
But
As always,
like
you're 2 steps behind.
as always, you're 2 steps behind, and like it's obviously very racial profiling.
Hmm.
I hope they go somewhere with this, but at the same, like, yeah, I guess like unfortunately, we as a society still need to have that conversation. I guess.
Hmm.
So I maybe hopefully they'll do something with that line of logic though. um, but anyways, so yeah, they get into a tiny little tussle, like a 30-second action scene, and she's able to escape their drones and escape them, and she falls on the other side of the van. And who picks her up? And their nice Benzie is Kamran,
Cousin Kamran.
cousin Kamran, who is
Cousin.
probably not her cousin, but also possibly not even a Kamran. Who knows what his real name is?
Yeah.
It could be Kamran. I don't know, but he is not who he says he is. That's for sure.
No. However, um, he's got his mama in the back.
Yeah. And like, okay, was there some sort of like hint of like, I mean, he does bring up that him and his mom moved from the UK, but like, do we get any other indication of what her intentions are?
No, not even a little. We're
Dang.
all speculating at this
Yeah.
point. And maybe
Is
there's
this now
something
a
in the
spec
comics.
podcast?
Yeah. Maybe there's something in the comics that can like shed some light on this, which is leading me to borrow every volume of Ms. Marvel from the library. I
Nice.
mean, I own a comic book store. I can't even order these books.
Damn.
Sorry. Yeah. Very popular.
That's good though.
Yeah. I mean, the stock is coming in for anyone who is not me and caring. But yeah. Let's
But
see.
yeah.
Do we say who mom is? Is it the agent? I can't even remember it.
No, it's not the agent.
Mm.
Awa? Kamran's
Kamran's
mother.
mother,
Whoop.
Nimra.
Oh, and she did appear to Kamala in a vision at one point when Kamala's powers were acting up, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
that is
okay.
her.
So I forgot to mention this. This is the one thing I thought was really super cool about the show. So in the comics, while Kamala is sort of developing her powers, she doesn't really have a Bruno. She just stumbles through it. But
Damn.
the same sort of like glistening cloud-filled visions of Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. In the books, Carol Danvers is the person in her visions she's the figure that's coming to her. I
Oh.
love how they've rewritten her out and
Mm-hmm.
made it somebody's mother. So it looks like the origin of her power. Maybe there's a long history from her culture where the Bangles are part of it and they maybe are also aliens.
Oh shit. Oh shit. But also, I mean, that's the T. That's probably what they're going with this, and that makes sense of kind of the way a lot of these other MCU shows are going. Like we have not Secret Wars, Invasion. What's the Invasion one called with Nick Fury coming out soon?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. That's the word. So that makes sense. And actually, too, there was another intergalactic connection. I don't know if you caught it. You probably did because you're like super smart. But the while she was driving in the car with Kamran, as I think it was when he picked them all up from the party and like Bruno was in the back seat, they were talking about like the Sweatshop Boys and like different actors and stuff, and they brought up Kingo, who is from the Eternals, who is played by Kumail Nanjiani.
Nanjiani?
Yeah, they name drop him, and he's a Celestial, right? So, or that's not the right term. He is an Eternal. He is not a Celestial. So we're getting some of that loose connective tissue to the otherworldly. Which I
Mhm.
mean, like, I shouldn't be surprised because like Miss Captain Marvel is otherworldly anyways, but like we're getting more of that coming in and at a nice rate. We're not overdoing it.
Mhm.
Super chill.
For
Into
now.
it. For now, yeah. But so far, do you miss Moon Knight or are you okay with this show?
How
We
dare
laugh.
you bring how dare you say her
Moon
name?
Knight.
I had all
Uh,
forgotten. I'm sorry, Oscar Isaac. I'm
I love
sorry.
him. I love everybody in that show. I loved Layla. Ethan Hawke, I ironically loved. I loved Oscar Isaac, but it's not the T.
Big CGI hippo, love her.
It was
But
very, very 2004,
yeah,
which is always the biggest insult because that's what I call the Venom movies. Very, very '04 of you. Like,
yeah. For me, that's the New Mutants movie. A little too late.
oh yeah. Poor,
Way too little, way too late.
I feel so bad for that movie. It got like bummed at
Do you
every
know what's
turn.
really just really messed up too is that I can see us going to the theater in 2000 whatever to see that movie and going, that was so awesome. And
Mm.
then that would be our experience, except for they never released it on time.
They released it like 3 years later.
Yep. And effectively messing that up for everybody involved. But
It was a bomb.
whatever.
It was a
Yep.
bomb.
Okay. So we highly recommend that you watch Miss Marvel. God damn it. Do it. Do it now.
So good.
and
So good.
listen to our after show because it is truly the only Marvel Disney Plus after show I know about, plus a little Peacemaker and some games and tier lists.
And some Scream Killer tier lists, just like the basics, nothing crazy.
Oh, we didn't even talk about what's happening in Scream. Did you see the new cast?
Jolie, do we have time? I have so much to say about Scream. First of all, it's filming 3 hours from me. I I might have to go today. I might have to drive to Montreal. It would be rude for me not to in
Mm-hmm.
the name of this podcast. Also, I'm a lot on like the Scream Twitters. Like I follow a lot of the users. There is a Scream user who has flown or no, they've driven from Toronto to Montreal and they have been arrested 4 times for trespassing on the set. Deranged. I'm like, is this the movie? Like, is it gone so meta that like we're watching this obsessed fan watch this filming about a franchise about obsessed fans? Like, the tea is it's juicy.
It's piping hot.
It's tragic though. It's messy.
Ugh, yeah, it is. Come on, guys.
I know that's not cool.
Stop.
That's not like if somebody asks you to leave once, that's cool. But like he's like they were like taking pictures with the directors and stuff in like their hotel lobby and stuff. Like that's too far. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't need to
But
know these people by name. No.
no, you don't. They just enjoy the product they make.
Yeah. And be
And
like, thank you for doing what you do. Oh my
and
goodness.
also stop harassing the directors because Nev Campbell's not in it. The directors want her. It was the studio that did not pay her. So if
Yeah.
you're a Scream stan out there, please don't harass Radio Silence or the other actors. Like it's not their fault. They want Nev Campbell there.
Yeah. And like start do what you do best, which is start petitions
Did
and
you
send
sign
them
the
to
Nev
this.
Campbell petition?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank God. Oh,
We need if my power cannot bring back the verse and Firefly, like let it bring back Nev Campbell to Scream.
to
Come
Scream.
on now.
Our Canadian sister needs us. Well, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't need us, but we want her to. You know,
We need her.
we need her,
Come on.
and we need her to be respected.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sorry, new cast members. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I immediately
very.
was like, which one's the killer?
That's what I thought too. I'm like, one of you's. I also though. Okay, this has turned into an unofficial Scream episode. I have a very strong feeling that an existing character will be Ghostface this time as well.
Kirby.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love Kirby to be Ghostface, but again, I feel like with an existing character that's survived and like been attacked, and stuff, it's gonna be really hard to write because Scream movies are fairly realistic. Like it's really hard to write that like that pathos for someone being a survivor and then turning into a killer. Like you got to have really good writing for that.
Yeah.
But I would love if Kirby was Ghostface. It would make me so happy.
Yeah, depending on where she's been this whole time, will spell,
Also, the T is apparently Emma Roberts has been spotted a 27-minute drive from Montreal, which is a
oh
little
God.
weird. But she like died in Scream. Spoiler, died in Scream 4. So I'm very curious as to what's going on there. But we might get an Emma Roberts cameo. I don't know.
Maybe somebody sees visions of Emma Roberts.
Kirby would make sense because that was her best friend.
Haunted by visions. So if you want to know more, we did tier lists.
Oh
You
yeah,
can catch all of those previous episodes. You can find the video and the audio at comicbooksyndicate.com, or you can just listen on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, literally anywhere you find your favorite podcast. You could just search Full Volume Podcast or hashtag FVP or the Comic Book Syndicate Network. And we're there every single episode of everything that we do till the end of time.
that's us. But this has been, I am one of your Illumin-AUNTIES with all the T, Harvey Brent.
And I've been your other auntie. I've been your another Illumin-auntie with the tray for the tea.
For the T, we
G.I.
serve you
Jolie.
an experience.
And until next time, keep it loud.
Keep it at full volume. Bye.
Bye.